This keyboard is shiny as fuck. This is the glacier80 and it comes from Keycaps, the same company that made the Thera 75 as well as the Valley 60 that I featured on the channel. Like the other videos, this video is also sponsored, but my opinion is always my own and I got your back, trust. This keyboard is pretty freaking heavy, 2.5 kilos, 87 ounces, 5.5 pounds, so solid weight with the weight. It's full aluminum with a large beveled weight. You can see it right here. Look how the light reflects off of it. It is not stainless steel, it's not PVD brass, it's nickel cobalt alloy. What does that mean? Well, I'm not a scientist, I don't know, but it's heavy and shiny. This keyboard is an F13 TKL and it has an interesting aesthetic and an eye-catching weight. That's all you need to know. Yes, I know you won't see it all the time, but I know it's there, right? I know. To address the elephant in the room, I know, this is an iceberg. It's not a glacier. If that bothers you, let's click out of the video. I don't name the keyboards, alright? In our niche hobby, we love ridiculous things, like taking out the wind key. That's pretty useful, just so we can see more aluminum, or to have shiny weights like this, that honestly scratch pretty easily. Or just adding an F13 key like this, which has no actual useful function, but it looks cool. All this just for aesthetics, just don't question it. Shh. In terms of looks, this board, this one specifically is a standard bottom layout, has F13. Pretty cool. It's pretty desired these days to have the extra key. I think people only wanted to put an artisan, just like I put one there. This is the Dolce & Gabbana Kibi from CYSM. Don't look for it. It's pretty expensive. I think the main draw for the glacier80 right here is the weight on the back. Having the texture there is actually pretty sick. Although the weight is not stainless steel, I do appreciate that the price is more in line with other keyboards. It is not a budget board by any means, but it's going to be available in stock for 400 USD. And of course, there's going to be a GB that follows, but 400 USD. So I know we talked about the FBTKL, but this is a different class, right? The different class. We got the weight and we got a badge here too. They're doing a few hundred in stock and a few hundred first wave and a few hundred second wave. There's gonna be plenty of units if you want to get one. If you want one, you probably are going to be able to get one, but how long it takes to get to you is gonna depend on how fast your fingies are. The front height of this board is not necessarily low by any means, so it's pretty standard. The texture of the weight catches the light in a pretty interesting way. I really like how it reflects and it's beautiful. I love looking at it. In terms of the features, this board is designed to be a very flexible TKL. What you see right here is a TKL, right? This section right here is actually separate. There's a different plate, there's a different PCB, and it's connected by a ribbon cable. I hate ribbon cables, but that's the easiest way to connect these two. I hate to install them because they're so small, finicky, need tweezers, and nightmare. But this allows you to get a pretty interesting typing experience because the flex is actually separate, independent of either side. If you're looking for a flexible TKL, this is the one you want to look at. I currently have this built with a palm plate, two separate palm plates, and I have the SOTC switches that they're selling, and these are full stock. Definitely, if you're a flex fiend, this is the board you want to look at. In terms of sound, I built this without foam, and it sounds full enough. I think the stock SOT switches are not doing any favors. They're a long pole switch, but I think it sounds pretty good. I feel like stock long pole switches almost sound a little bit more plasticky. I would definitely use lube switches here. I personally always build without foam first to see if the board can stand on its own without PCB foam and case foam. The sound is very loud and clacky, so that's definitely where the board leans in terms of sound, even though it's a gasket mount. In terms of value, unfortunately this is not an amazing value. There's a lot more affordable options in the market, but if you're looking for a shiny booty, yeah. I'm glad it has an in-stock option because group buys are really grinding my gears as of late because they take too long. It definitely has a unique look. It has the shiny weight on the back, it feels heavy, feels quality. I think it's worth the kind of mid-range price of $400. Unfortunately, the reality of the matter is that most things cost more now due to inflation, due to chip shortages, due to issues in shipping. Keep in mind, shipping from the store it's going to be expensive, so it's not going to be $20 or below. It's direct door-to-door express international, so expect $50 to $75 depending on the size of the package. What are my final takes on the glacier80? Well, I think the sound is definitely on the edge without case and PCB foam. It can work without it, but I do think it sounds better with some foam in it. Now, this is not what everyone wants to hear. If you don't like using foam or having a gasket mount sound, this board is probably not for you. Gasket and flexible. The aesthetics do nail the windkeyless for F13 layout that a lot of people are clamoring for, this one being standard. But the misnomer of the glacier might rub people the wrong way. The board is definitely a statement piece and I would categorize it as so. Would I buy this? I personally probably wouldn't, not because of the naming, but because for a bigger board like this, I would love to utilize something with a top mount for a more stiff typing experience. This is a personal preference, of course. If you like the concept of the 3075, this TKL might be fun for you as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.